Hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a good morning just as I am, or night, wherever you're at. And today, I would love to talk about a certain topic that I think is very, very real. We are in a strange and interesting time period. Has society evolved too fast? That's what today's topic will be about. I personally believe that society has evolved too fast, and I mean way too fast. The amount of businesses or YouTube videos that are all very similar is crazy to anyone who feels like they want to create content, clothing, art, etc. Best of luck, honestly. Not only is somewhere like the US going through an economic crash, but also I think most of Earth and the society is kind of going through a creative crash, if you want to call it that. It's rough. Think of how long we've taken to create technology, and there are some theories and speculations that our previous generations did kind of create like calculators and all that, but we don't fully know how advanced past human civilization could have actually been, necessarily at least. Or even think of how long the pyramids of Egypt took. I mean, we don't even know who truly built them, so it's a pretty wild concept of itself. But all in all, definitely a long time. There have been so many original and creative ideas born from just humans and our minds. But since our population has grown, our inventions have grown too. But do this, think of something absolutely original or creative from the past 5 to 10 years, and there's definitely a handful. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that there hasn't been anything original for the past while, but I think we as humans look back a lot, and obviously we have a lot of nostalgia for things. And someone like me, I'll see like videos from like the 80s, like these people recording, a night out with the boys or something, and it just looks pretty cool. Like, it's like a different time. It's weird to be nostalgic for a time where I wasn't even alive for it. But I'll give an example. Music is a big one. As someone whose favorite genre is rock, pretty much, I will read comments sometimes on old concert videos or any of that, and really people just much prefer older music. Don't get me wrong, once again, there's a lot of good music out there right now, but for someone like me, I guess because I'm in that sort of field, and I think this is kind of how a lot of other generations are when it came to music. 80s music was pretty much kind of inspired from like 60s, and same with the 90s. There's a lot of 60s inspiration and other decades, but that one specifically is really transformational. But there is something about looking back in certain times of history and thinking, dang, like it seemed like legit. And every year we always change, and that's amazing. We need to change, we need to grow, but we are definitely in a strange time when it just comes to concepts and ideas being born, because there really isn't anything too crazy happening. It's the same for video games, architecture, logo designs, and so much more. Truly, we have evolved too fast, I think. And now with AI, oh dude, don't even get me started. Watch AI make a movie and it's gonna win literally a whole Grammy. And then I ask myself, how much more can we evolve? I'm sure that is how our ancestors may have thought in older times, but in some cases it might mean a little more now. Another thing, there is a ton of oversaturation in our daily lives, like brain rot, for example. I mean, I don't really have to explain. Like, it could be funny, but dang, I just sometimes it's like you're losing IQ points. It's just a bunch of nonsense. And of course, laughter is like the best medicine, but we also can't be brain dead out here. Or even with the main videos I make on my channel, such as commentary videos, there are tons of creators doing what I do, and I'm doing what they're doing. Commentary videos have been around for a long time, so it's nothing new. And shout out to anyone who does anything, like creating anything, videos, music, anything. It takes guts, it takes a lot of time. But I'm sure I can speak up for us that we would maybe quite possibly want to create something new or original. At least I would. To simply put it, live a life that isn't too repetitive. All of these jobs too. It's interesting how so many jobs are short-staffed, but they're not hiring, and that's a big thing that's going on in certain parts of the country right now. And something like that all comes down to greed, basically. And as they say, greed is the root to all evil. A line that in times like these is more true than ever. I wonder, how will the future turn out? Mother Nature has a mind of its own, but certain leaders of our society do as well. And things can amplify any second. Let's be for real. We live in a strange world full of unstable corruption more than stable function. And going back to music or video games, and especially video games, the amount of remasters or collections, that has a bunch of older games together. It's because, yes, there's been amazing video games from the past, but there's also been so much remasters of older games, and it's crazy because we could always use something new too. Like, it's good to have, a bit of the past in there, a blast from the past, definitely, but there's also got to be some new fruition being born. And there's so many more concepts and thoughts that could relate to this topic and to this video. And to that, I say it's unlimited. And I think that's the same thing with our brain power is we truly have the power to create anything. There's so much things that we haven't created. Like, believe it or not, I could feel that. I could definitely tell. Like, I really feel like the human mind can kind of create anything, but obviously it takes money, time, resources, and effort and energy. There's a lot in store for us with the upcoming days of our future. But no matter what, I think you know what the drill is. Trends come and go, and sometimes history can repeat itself. Those are just my thoughts, and I just kind of wanted to make this video to really just take the time and think to myself and kind of just say on here that I really don't know how a lot of things are going, and I don't know if that's like a normal thing for being a person growing up who's just barely 20. And I get it, we won't really have things figured out till we're much older, and even if when we're older we might not really know what we want or got everything figured out. But you know, I know that everything, but I do understand that that's just part of life, is that you're not gonna know everything, and you don't really need to know everything, because if you did, then you would kind of go crazy, I think. But on the other hand, you kind of go crazy if you don't know everything. And yeah, besides that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if any of you have opinions, I would be glad to hear them. And yeah, thank you so much, and take care and have a nice day or night wherever you're at. See ya.